Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Now, like I said, the snow isn't here yet, but when it comes, you want to be ready. So when we're talking about footwear trends, I've got Teresa Quick with me here. Now, you're a stylist, and you're also the associate style editor for a few Canadian magazines,
yes,
right?
Yes, I am. Yes, I work with Sharp Magazine and Audi Magazine.
Okay.
And you can see I brought lots of boots with me, and yes, it's been extremely warm here. But now's the time to get your boots and protect them and figure out what you're going to be doing for the rest of the season.
Right. So there's always a trend for the season, but we want to be practical, too. I mean, it's fashion, but we want something warm and something that's going to keep our feet dry.
Well, most of us have a billion shoes, and we only wear like 3 of them out of our closet. So yeah, if you're going to spend money on a pair of boots, you better last you from season to season. You're not going to get sick of them. So I brought a ton of boots here from Geox, which has a store in Polo Park, and they've made a huge step towards being a lot more fashion forward this year particularly. But if you're familiar with them, they're the biggest Italian shoe brand.
Right.
And if you hold the bottom of these up, they've got holes on the bottom of their soles.
Okay, let's see. You can see this.
Doesn't the water get in there? Why are there little holes in the bottom?
Well, this is, they breathe, I guess, right?
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
so we want,
you've got the rubber bottom, and you've got a membrane on the inside, and it actually pulls the sweat away from your foot and lets it go through those little holes. But water molecules are bigger, so they don't get back in through the membrane. So,
and I guess it's also when you're buying boots, you're looking at materials that breathe as well, like leather, like natural materials breathe.
A lot of us wear our boots indoors and outdoors. We never take them off sitting in the office. So yeah, really, really important to make sure you're.
So what are the trends? What's hot for, I guess, women's footwear?
Well, you know what? A lot of women love heels. And if you're going to be wearing heels in the wintertime, you better make sure there's traction on the bottom of them.
Oh, that's a good point.
So absolutely look for rubber bottoms with some treads on them. Because you're wearing high heels, the last thing you want to do is flip in the snow. And we've got lots of ankle boots this season. So that was really the biggest trend.
These are cute, these little booties.
Yeah, they're very 80s inspired, which we saw a huge turn towards. And you can see some of the more 80s styles with the kind of, like the shiny materials coming in. By far the best investment, and I always say this, is a riding boot. It will take you from fall all the way through the season and even into the summertime this year.
Is that what this is?
Yes, this is a riding boot? Classic riding boot.
Okay.
And they actually came out, this is totally waterproof.
Oh,
so
great.
It's the equivalent of an actual rubber boot. So when it gets really slushy in the winter time.
Yeah, because sometimes boots leak, you know, down there at the seam. And I guess the other thing, too, which makes it great, is that it's flat, so you can actually walk around in it.
Yeah.
It's hard to walk in heels all day.
Yeah, this is a good one, and it looks so much better when you're wearing a suit or a skirt or something, then you get the equivalent there.
Now, let's talk about men's boots very quickly, because men don't tend to buy boots as often as women do.
No, they actually don't ever really go,
I need boots. I know. So what's a tip for guys?
Well, the heavier, like if you can get a boot that has a thick rubber sole, like the one there in front, you can easily wear it with a suit. Which for a lot of them, these are actually completely waterproof.
Right?
Yep, and they've also got the hiking boot, which was a huge trend actually this season. We saw a lot of Canadiana, and that's following right into the wintertime. So you can actually wear those hunting boots with like a cool sweater in the wintertime and it'll look great. But there's also waterproof versions of the dress shoe up there, and if men are going to go, okay, I need to buy one shoe for the wintertime, that's a good option as well.
Now let's talk about taking care of our winter boots, because if we're going to spend the money on them, what should we be doing?
Well, now's the time to protect your shoes, and we all hear that over and over and over again every single season. Go outside and spray your boots. If you don't do that and you've got salt stains, one of the best things to do is 1 tablespoon of vinegar in 1 cup of water. Dab a cloth and then wipe off the salt stains with the damp cloth. Works every time. With suede, which can get really, really bad.
Suede is tough to take care of.
It really is. So you want to brush off as much as you can from the surface with a toothbrush, and then you want to do the same thing. So dab it with a little bit of that water and vinegar. And also with suede, it tends to lose its shape. So if you get them absolutely drenched, don't put them near a radiator. I know we always do that. They said the best thing to do is really put some newspaper in it, so you can stuff it, and then just let it dry totally naturally overnight, or as long as it takes to dry, and then you'll keep the shape of the boot.
Well, that's great, because you know, you don't want to ruin your boots as soon as you buy them. And I know you're supposed to protect them. They always ask you after you buy your boots.
You go, spray 15 cans in my closet.
But definitely, if we take care of them, they'll last a bit longer.
They will, and a good pair of boots will last you year after year after year after year. I've had mine for 5, so.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Well, I know we're going to come back a bit later on. We're going to talk about hot winter accessories as well as kids' boots, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to take a short break here. Back with more BT after this.